Hey, I'm Cali Rodi, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
What's up, guys? Rob here, Front Row Live Entertainment. I'm finally hanging out in person with Cali Rodi. How are you? I can't believe it's been 2 years, but it feels like it's been a lot longer.
I know, it's crazy. Finally in real life, though. So much better.
I know, seriously. Now you get to see my actual excitement on about your music. I feel like it didn't portray properly on Zoom, but I'm super excited for the new single, "The Girl Who Cried Love." And first of all, before we really dive in and talk about the production of it, this is a big evolution. This song sounds a lot fuller than your previous material, and it just sounds like a bigger production. What did you change up this time around as far as production goes for this track?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, there was a lot of changes. I think I've always kind of been dipping my toe into the pop punk genre, and I even have reservations saying that, but punk inspired pop, I guess you could say, because people are so precious about that term. But I don't know. I think during the a lot of people reverted back to things that they think made them comfortable,
Right.
what they liked growing up. And I think for a lot of people, it was that genre of music, myself included. And I just started doing pop punk versions of songs on TikTok and started getting a good response. And I was like, wait, is this cool again? Can I do this? I don't know why I never went full in. I was always, the last song I put out, or one of the last songs I put out was called Blink-182 and You, that we talked about.
Right.
And that was me trying. I was like, okay, we're getting there. But now, yeah, this is my first head first dive into that world. And I'm super excited.
Would you say this is who Cali is?
Definitely. And it's really funny because when I first moved to Nashville, I made this basically wannabe Paramore EP, and it's what got me my first publishing deal. And looking back, I'm like, why did I ever stray away from that side of me? The girl who plays guitar on stage and belts, and I don't know, for a while, mumble singing was cool, and more reserved ways of singing. And I don't know. I think now the world is ready for what I've always wanted to do.
And aside from the production, the thing that really, another thing that I really loved about this track is that you belted. And that was incredible because you have an amazing, you know how to control your voice. And I feel like that's a hard thing to do. So, talk to me a little bit about, that process. Is this something that you had in mind already as you were writing the song? Or is this something that kind of happened once you guys started to record the track?
Definitely. I went in with the intention for this project, I want to belt because, I came from the Nashville writing community where it was all very lyric driven, which I love, and that's the type of writer I am. But melodies, I would write melodies around lyrics. And this is one of the first times we had a concept, but we kind of started with the melody first to be able to show that side of me.
Right.
So it was definitely a totally different way of making a song.
How did that kind of challenge you as far as the writing process goes? Just because you also kind of changed the way that you wrote for this track, and you can hear it with the lyrics. So it's how did that impact the final product of what we hear today?
Yeah, I think I don't know, it was also one of the only songs that I didn't edit. I always over edit, and we actually added the second half of the first verse wasn't originally in the song. But I wrote it with this amazing artist and writer, Marissa Mano, and my friend Max Weineck. We actually wrote it over Zoom too, which was a whole other challenge. I was with Max in the room, and we were Zooming with Marissa in Nashville. But I think there's something about the final product being what it originally was the day of. We obviously re-recorded vocals and instruments, but the song itself like the day of magic was something I never really believed in, but this was like one of the first songs that was truly like that.
That's cool. Like it's cool because it sounds like the entire process was like new experiences for this song in particular. Now, as far as production goes, like who did you work with as far as a producer goes, and how do they kind of help you step out of that comfort zone from your previous material?
Well, what's so crazy, so I did a lot of this project with this guy, Max Weineck, who's awesome, totally underrated producer here in LA. And we did like 30 songs before this and really like got into like we made the sound together and really were honing in on it. And we were kind of like, we're done, we did it. And then I've always wanted to work with Marissa because I think her project is insane. And I would just listen to her songs and be like, I know I would write something really good with this girl. And when it finally happened, we're like, all right, let's just do one more session before we start like releasing music. And it was this song. So I don't know, it's definitely crazy. He's so good at like taking my influences like Paramore and Fall Out Boy and also the poppier side and making it something that sounds like me. Because there's program drums there, but there's also live sounding drums, and it just kind of took on a life of its own with him at the wheel. Like mostly him more so than me. I'm like, I love it, it sounds great. But yeah, I just wanted it to sound like something new and fresh, and because I'm not a band, so I didn't want it to sound too bandy, because that's in this genre is like a whole nother hurdle to sound like your own artist, because a lot of it's already been done, so making it sound fresh and new is a challenge, but I think we did okay.
I think you nailed it. I think you really nailed it. And I love that it's, you know, again, it's like it's a new sound. It's kind of you discovering who you are as an artist. What was it about this song that spoke to you that you felt like was the one to release now as like, hey, this is my new, like my reintroduction?
I think the concept itself, The Girl Who Cried Love, sets up every song that I've written to release like for this project, because all the songs are love songs or breakup songs or I hate you songs, and they all kind of fall under the same umbrella of like, you know, the song is about a girl who has said I love you to so many of the wrong people in her life when she didn't really mean it, that when she actually does fall in love and mean it, no one believes her. Right. And that's kind of where I was at in my life, like serial dating people in high school. Like I posted this song and like my friends from high school were like, wonder who the girl is. And I'm like, oh, I guess it was sweet. But yeah, I don't know.
So I mean, that's a new level of vulnerability for you. Like, is that something that naturally happened for you when you were writing it and even recording it in the studio, or did you kind of did you find yourself holding back a few times because it's like, this is like true to me right now?
Yeah, I think it was different because it's written in the third person, not in the. There's like, I think a little part like I see me in her eyes. That's the only part that like gives it away of like writing about yourself, because it could be about a friend or like whatever, but
you knew it was about you.
Yeah, so definitely tapping into that. It was fun because it was like I was reminiscing on some of those, like, how did I think I loved that person then? We all have that from like high school or whatever, when we're like, we didn't even know what that word meant. But all the songs that I've written for this project, I feel like everyone goes a little bit deeper, and this one just sets it all up.
Yeah. Now you keep saying project. What is this project? Are we expecting a body of work? And you know, obviously we got to tease the fans. We don't have to tell them what it is, but like, I'm excited about this because I love listening to your singles, but I always want more. So the fact that you're working on something, I'm super excited about it.
Thank you. I think the previous singles that I had released were kind of me just throwing things out there and seeing what sticks and experimenting with who I was as an artist. And now that I've found that sound, every artist is always talking about their sound, and I feel like now that I've really honed in on that and have all these songs that fit under that umbrella, I don't know, like definitely an EP, but I have so many songs it could like very well be an album. Just kind of depends on the rollout. Maybe 2 EPs. There's a lot of songs, a lot. Okay, definitely a body of work though. Yeah, definitely body of work.
There's a lot in the work. So if you guys are already hooked on this song, like there's definitely more to expect. I mean, I don't know about soon, but to expect.
I'm done waiting.
Yeah, me too. So as far as experimentation, like I love that these last couple of years, like allowed us to kind of step out of our comfort zones and be more creative and kind of be more us, less about what other people cared about and wanted. I feel like you use that time to experiment on TikTok, which has really like gained your audience. But what kind of impact did that have on this new music today? Like, do you feel like TikTok was a big way of kind of figuring out who you really are as an artist?
Definitely. It just reminded me of who I was, and that being your authentic self is always what's going to win. And I think for so long I was making songs that I thought people wanted to hear rather than just doing what I actually was feeling and what I wanted it to sound like. But TikTok has been incredible. Like it's everything to do with the music I'm making now, and the people I've gotten to connect with over TikTok has made the biggest difference.
Yeah. Now, I love your cover of Driver's License. And if you go on your Spotify, it's gotten some insane traffic.
Crazy. All organic too. Like
Right.
It was not on a single like editorial playlist or anything. Yeah. Just TikTok, which is wild to me. Blows my mind.
But yeah, I love that cover, and I think I kind of like it more than the original. Maybe because I am a pop punk kid at heart, and that was the vibe that I got. But recreating that and kind of making it your own, like what was that process like for you?
That was so wild. So I remember right when started, I was like, I need something to do with my time. I don't know what. So I downloaded TikTok like a lot of people did. And I tried like dancing, and I quickly realized like, nope, not for me. This is why I should not do full on pop music as well. And I started just kind of scrolling through, and I found this guy who was doing pop punk like karaoke instrumentals, and it was like sing. And so I had like, the mic on your headphones, and I was singing.
I remember those days. Yeah. That's so weird. Like I'm picturing it right now.
Yeah, and I'm like, still do a lot of videos with that thing. And I don't know, it was a Paramore song, I think, and he was like, hey, I like your voice. And we started following each other, and his name is Ricky Jab, and his page started taking off, and we just started collabing on various pop punk versions of songs. He lives in Philadelphia, I live in LA, and so it was just all sending files to each other and like split screening the video. And he did a version with Olivia's voice of just like the pop punk, the instrumental to Driver's License. And he was like looking for a female vocalist, and I was like, oh my God, I have to do this. So I like sent him, I like berated him on like Instagram, Facebook, like everything, just being like, please let me sing it. And finally he hit me back, and he was like, oh, I actually DM'd you on TikTok. Like, it's totally yours if you want to do it. Nice. And I was like, I didn't even know you could DM on TikTok. I'm like, Googling how to DM. Like,
well, I'm glad I didn't DM you.
I did not know how to use TikTok at this point. Yeah. And then Ben Carey, the drummer from Arkansas, I'm pretty sure, he added some drums to it. So like just 3 different cities. None of us had ever met in person. So cool. And we just made, and like I did not think anything of it. Like I just loved what they did with the song, and I loved the song, and I was like, I think I could put my own spin on this. And yeah, shows the power of the app for sure.
Seriously. Now, I don't know how to ask this question. Are you the only artist releasing music are they musicians or are they also artists?
They both have bands. Incredible bands. Ben is in a band called Census, and Ricky has a band called Unsafe Unsound. So
Okay.
yeah, it's crazy. So, but it's cool because we all still collab. Like I actually just flew out to Philly to do a show with Ricky. It was our first time playing on stage with each other. We played driver's license. I was like, this is so cool. But the power of the internet is crazy, and it's a lot of fun. New friends.
Seriously, new friends, new experiences, and like it kind of helps you rebuild yourself or recreate yourself. Now, as far as shows go, are there any plans for any shows for
Yeah.
Cali, especially in Cali?
I was telling my mom's over here. I was telling my mom, I was like, someone asked me about shows, and I was like, world tour, pyro, backup dancers, guitars thrown everywhere. And then I was like, well, I should probably put out the EP first. But definitely shows. So stay tuned. Right now it's mostly just LA, like Peppermint Club, Hotel Cafe, stuff like that. But there'll be some bigger stages coming soon.
Well, I'd love to see you, if you haven't already, I'd love to see you at School Night because I feel like that's one of the best places to kind of showcase. So School Night, if you're watching this, you need to get Cali on your Monday nights because this is going to be amazing.
Thank you. I would love that. I actually just went to a showcase there, and it was so cool. I loved it.
There.
Yeah.
Like there's never bad music there.
Yeah, it's sick. Like I definitely found some like new favorite artists.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, School Night, let's go.
Well, let's make it happen. Let's figure out a way. But in the meantime, you guys need to check out her new single, Girl Who Cried Love. It's out now. And thanks for hanging out with me. And you guys, thanks for watching here on Front Row Live.